Okay, so my last video was centered around the sexuality of the women in the black community, and the video prior to that was more so focused on the sexuality of the black men. Now I want to bring the attention to the sexuality of the communities in general, and really want to take this time to say again, if I had it my way, the focus would be about people in general, and not about black people versus white people versus But this isn't going my way. Um, so let's go ahead and get right into it. In general, we have and I'm gonna be straight up, okay? It's not really nobody's fault in the community. It's it's an agenda, okay? All of this stuff is we are being influenced to behave in the ways that we are behaving. Yeah. Um, these things aren't just stuff people wake up and decide. At least not the people who are going through it. Now, the agenda basically is to reduce the number of black faces. That's the agenda, okay? Now, how does that happen? And where does that happen at? That happens in the way of the sexuality of the black community. As I stated in the first video, they don't want black men to want black men. They want black men to want other men. They don't want black women to want black men. And that is basically how it goes. That is the essence of the agenda. Stop black people from having children with other black people and slowly phase out the black man. Decrease the black man in the way of making them less appealing to women in general. Now we know this is done systemically. We know that we don't have as many resources as the other communities. We know that we don't have the means to provide ourselves with the same things that they can. I mean, it's to say, as a black man in this country, you're basically born on your dick 9 times out of 10, man. You come into this world without nothing, nobody having shit for you. You gotta, and most of the times, man. And I don't want to say most of the times, but a lot of the times, man, there's not even a dad there to even give you any direction. All you have is your mother, and that's no mistake. Women aren't really supposed to be the direction givers. Women are supposed to be. Women can be whatever they want to be, but men are designed to have goals and aims. That is why a woman, 9 times out of 10, traditionally, men are supposed to approach women because men are supposed to have a goal and they're supposed to make a choice. And the woman is supposed to be his choice, and it is supposed to be up to her whether or not she wants to be with him. And that's traditional Western culture. Prior to, these were decisions that were made. Now, on the other hand, and I say that to say, a boy is basically guaranteed a wife, whether she wants to marry him or not. That's prior to what it was where a man is supposed to approach a female. Now we get into a stage where we're trying to flip it all the way around. They're trying to flip it all the way around and say, well, no, a woman can approach a man. It can go really either way. And that's just to take basically take the ball out of the man's hands, because that's what they want. They don't want the man in a dominant position where he is doing what he naturally should be doing and naturally wants to do. We say men cheat, right? Men are wired to want to have multiple females. I mean, let's think about it logically. If I had sex with you, you're a female, and for 9 months, you can have all the sex you want to, but it's not gonna matter because you already have been impregnated. This is provided that we're not, pulling out and, protecting ourselves. But that's the point of all these things, But we'll swing back around to that. Um, if a man and a woman have sex, and he impregnates her for 9 months, she can go and fuck. She can go do that if she wants to, but it's not gonna matter. Now, in 9 months, a child is gonna come into the world. Now that's the woman's time frame. She has from when they have sex to the whole 9 months before her vagina is available to do anything with it. And then honestly, it's probably more like 10 months, 11 months in some cases, because you ain't trying to just pop one out and get right back at it. So we say basically a year. You dick a female, you putting her up for basically a year. But the dude can literally roll over, drink a glass of water, watch an episode of South Park, and go across the street and have sex with another woman and do the same thing to her. You can put up 4 women in an hour with one dick. That's 4 children. That's not conducive to the society that we live in. So we have to understand why we are and how we are influenced to not do those types of things. But the point there was, women, we're supposed to have sex with multiple women. You know the phrasing survival of the fittest. In animals, the strongest male in any group of any species is gonna have sex with most of the women, most of the female animals in the pack, the tribe, whatever you want, whatever whatever phrase is fitting. And that's how it goes. So why is it different for people? It's not. In history, kings would have lots of wives. That's, survival of the fittest. That's basically the most fit male having the most opportunities to spread his seed. And the way it's became now is at the very least, at the most, they want one man for one woman. That's why they push on you monogamy. So that way we can control the population. All of this is about population control. And I want you guys to understand, see, black people, and this is why I've been titling it Black People, because we have dominant genes. So if you have sex with, and really honestly, anyways, if a white man has sex with a black woman, the baby come out mixed, right? If a black man has sex with a white woman, the baby come out mixed. I be trying to wrap my mind around the whole dominant genes thing, but this ain't the time for that. But the way that people feel is that black people have dominant genes. I get to a point where I start questioning that, but still, the fact remains that that's how the people who have the power are convinced that black people are a threat to their race, because the way they see it is, if my daughter has sex with a black man and she pops out this mixed baby, well, damn, now my bloodline is gonna always have black in it. But I feel like, what if your white daughter has sex with a Asian man and she popped out this little mixed baby? Now your bloodline's always gonna have Asian in it, right? I guess the thing is about changing colors. I guess we don't want to change colors. I guess they don't want to change colors. But anyways, man, the point is we are targeted to an elevated level because they don't want that. But the issue still stands that there are too many babies being made. Now I don't know the exact statistics for the rate of which babies are being born, but I know this. I know what I've seen. I have seen a lot of Hispanic children being born. It seems to me as though the Hispanic community makes the most babies, like the most babies, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that at some point somebody's gonna try to do something about that, and they have been trying to do something about that. They don't want you in America. They're already building this wall. They don't want you in America, so you should already see where that's going. But um, the point there is the population is something that you know that's being controlled. People are putting forth effort to control the population, and it's not just black people. But black people are the scariest to these people. That's why I title it black people, because we the scariest. They feel like, all right, well, Asian man ain't really as much of a threat to me as the black man is. So we are the target. And they want to control what all of y'all do, because they feel like it's too many Chinese folks in China. It's too many, but that's China's business. That's not really America's business. Um, but still the point remains, it's not just black people. It's the population being controlled in general. So these things aren't necessarily solely focused on blacks, but you need to have an elevated level of concern, because there's a lot more going into controlling the population of blacks. You see Africa. I mean, Africa is up in flames, bro. They're trying to wipe black folks off the face of the earth. If y'all think that shit is an accident, bro, y'all know that shit is it's made, right? And like, we should know by now, they have cures for all of this shit. There's nothing that they can't cure. I can guarantee you that. There's nothing they can't cure. They're not gonna tell you that, And that coming out of my mouth might not really hold no weight. But I'm telling you the truth. Ain't nothing that they can't cure. You think at this point, man, they can't cure this shit? You think that this shit just nah, man, it's about who do they want on the planet. It's warfare. People fighting wars, don't even know it. And they give these people, all types of miseducation that makes them, like, or if you have AIDS, the only way you get rid of it is to have sex with somebody else who don't have it. They told them that. So they go around and spread that shit like. But hey, that's not the ultimate point here. I want to pine on women versus men, and how that women versus men, and how that sentiment is accentuated in everything, like, as much as possible. Listen to your music. Look at, what are they telling you to value in each other? None of it is conducive to procreation. None of it. Polygyny, a man having multiple wives, it's not legal. But I can marry a man if I want to. I mean, think about that. It's a very valid point. Why can I not marry another woman, but I can marry a man? But on the dollar, it say, "In God we trust." What God, bro? What God are you talking about? Because the Bible said, and the Bible says, and this is the ratio I keep seeing: 7 women to 1 man. That's what a man is. That's what the Bible says. So I would have to say that's what a man should be aiming for. But, is that feasible? Is that realistic for every man? Probably not. But that's the point at which whose genes get passed on and whose genes don't. Women have a choice now. I, for one, I back that. I say women should have a choice. I don't think that women should just be. You shouldn't take a woman and select her. She shouldn't have an elect board of husbands. A man should be able to put inside of himself what he wants to, and then bring that to a woman, and then have her decide whether she wants to deal with him or not. The issue lies, though, in all the women and most of the men are sold the idea that I'm supposed to be with one person. We are sold that idea. That's not really it's not realistic at all. I mean, think about it, man. Literally, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, let's just think about relationships in general, bro. What's wrong with most relationships? Infidelity, right? Am I wrong? Or is the issue usually not infidelity? And in my case, and what I've seen and what I've experienced, most of my relationships break down because somebody jealous of what's going on with somebody else. That's why all the relationships break down. What's going on between you and this other person? Usually infidelity. But here's the thing though. Naturally, because as a female, you might want to have sex with everybody. So what? If you pregnant, you put up until that baby come out you. For real, you can do all the fucking you want to, but what is it gonna accomplish? Right? You have sex with your dude, he nutting you. 2 weeks later, you find out he has sex with 5 other women. What are you gonna do? Abort the baby? What if you got all of them pregnant? What are you gonna do? You can't do anything about that, right? And that's not to put the man in a position of power, but it's just to draw the line where it really is. We're given this idea that women are supposed to be with one man, but your body's not designed for that. It's not. Well, our bodies are not designed for monogamy. A woman is designed to, like I said, you can have the sex, but to what avail? For what purpose? A man, on the other hand, is designed to be able to have sex over and over and over again and create life every experience. So we have to, really evaluate the idea of monogamy. Understand where it comes from. Now, this ain't about dismantling monogamy, because emotionally it's a very valid institution. Emotionally, it makes sense to me. If I have one woman and I devote myself to her and she devotes herself to me, that's a very beautiful thing. And realistically, that is a very beautiful experience, and it feels amazing when you can have that with somebody and it's genuine. Conversely, financially, the economics of having multiple partners, especially in one dwelling, is beneficial and becoming of wealth. And that's the issue. If I have 2 or 3 females, right, all working on, if it's me, 3 other females, and 3 babies, how well can 3 women keep up with 3 babies? Think about that. You need 3 women for 3 babies. You can have one woman. We can have 1 woman with 3 babies. What if I got all 3 women and I'm working, and 2 of them working, and 1 of them is at home with the babies? Psh. You know how many more resources you have? How much more time you have freed up if you operate differently? But see, the problem with that is now you can build wealth. And this is all about disenfranchising the poor, the minorities, ultimately the biggest priority being the black people. And if we prevent you from having wealth, generational wealth, you are effectively disenfranchised. You basically spraying your semen into the wind. Your child is born to replace you, but that's like, every day you make $1, every day you spend $1. It can't go like that, right? Some type of way we have to find a way to make $5 in a day and only spend $1. Now, when you think about making people, what we do and what we're trained to do is what? For every 2 people, I have a man, I have a woman. We bring them together, have 1 child. That's 1 child to replace 2 people. Okay, if I have a man, a woman, another woman, and we have 2 children, that's 2 children to replace 3 people. But we have 3 people's worth of resources to fend for 2 people. So what does that mean for the family at that point? the family's gonna do a whole lot better. Let's say you have 4 people, right? 1 man, 3 women. And compare what happens when you have 4 people working on 1 household and 3 children. Just imagine what happens to the children mentally for that. Having such a tight family structure. And seeing what it's supposed to be like. Seeing a man with multiple women. If you have a son and he's born around a bunch of women and if he has 3 sisters and just his mom and he never sees his dad, how do you think that boy gonna grow up? A whole lot more feminine than a boy who was raised with a man and a woman, right? Now what if that boy got to see his dad with his women? What does that impress upon him? It's a whole lot different from I'm in here, she doing her hair, you feel me? They over here doing makeup, and she playing with her Barbies, and I'm stuck in the middle with just a basketball. Good luck, bro. You know, with no dad, you know, you got a basketball, who you finna go shoot your hoops with? And that's what happens. And that can only happen in a society where, you know, everybody's trying to aim for one person. And it's never gonna work like that. It's never really gonna work like that. Ultimately, one person, a man is not gonna wanna sit down with just one woman unless he really love her. And even then, I can almost guarantee you, he be the asking for some more. And it be in the woman's head, why is it that? And I want to wrap the video up on this point. And I know I got some points I need to hit. But I want to wrap the video up on this point. What if a woman what if a woman, she has sex with a man, right? Okay, cool. They have a baby. Okay. What if, when she has this man's child, you know what? We can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. We're going to wrap the video up. We're going to wrap the video up on this point. Okay. Why is it that, now I can't say this is true about everybody, but okay, is it not normal for a woman in the back of her head to want to tell a man that as a reward for you, I'm going to give you a sexual experience where we bring in another woman? Is it just me, or is that something that women seem to like kind of have back there as like a reward for their man? And I know some women have it. I know some women have this mentality. You feel me? Why is that? But if I catch you with that bitch, it's this, and that. But in the back of your head, you like, okay, we'll suck your dick together. Where'd that come from? It's natural. It's natural. But your dude ever said, all right, yeah, go ahead, go get some other dick? Please, get the fuck out of here.